All right, let's talk temperatures for just a moment as we begin the work week. It is January 24th, taxes, but let's talk temperatures for a moment. 39 is the average high temperature for Grand Junction this time of the year. Keep that in mind as we progress through the week when I share the extended forecast with you, because we're going to cool things down. Not all that much. We hit 40 degrees today. Yesterday, we're coming off of a 45-degree day in Grand Junction. 40's the average for Montrose. Today, we hit 45. Not too shabby as we progress towards the end of January. Delta had another near 50-degree day today, 48 there. Gunnison, here we are, just below the 30-degree mark. Craig also just as cold. Moving forward this week, temperatures, well, we'll see fewer of these mid and high 40-degree readings because we have two cold fronts coming through. We have two weak systems coming through. One of them's arriving tonight. You see that cloud coverage outside, the increase in cloud coverage this evening, the partly cloudy skies you can expect for tomorrow. Well, that translates to dry conditions locally for us, but some light snow in the mountain zones. Light snow for the high country, probably deeper snow totals in Denver by this time tomorrow night. So if you have to go over I-70, up and over the passes through the tunnel to get to the Front Range, that's where you're going to encounter not only the slick conditions on the interstate, but also the deeper snow totals back east. For us, we're going to be dry. And while we have some decent temperatures right now, we don't have a whole lot of wind. These cold fronts that are coming through tomorrow and then Thursday, they aren't going to increase our wind all that much. Top wind gusts barely at the 15-mile-per-hour zone. And that's for the entire week. Today we were pretty close to 10 for many locations, most noticeably in the early morning hours. That east wind, when you're trying to get those chores done before 10 a.m., it makes for a cold start to your day. Now, I talked about all the snow falling on the Front Range, winter weather advisories through 11 p.m. tomorrow night. So again, if you're traveling over the interstate, even if you're traveling over Highway 50 over Cerro Summit, for example, Highway 40 over Ravadiers Pass, Wolf Creek Pass, you're going to encounter slick conditions. Not deep snow totals, but enough of a slick go at it that you probably would want to rethink your travel plans. So just take it easy if you have to travel. Essentially what we have going on is this ridge of high pressure over the western third of the United States. This has been anchored for the majority of January. What it does is it creates this ridge, this bubble. Storms start in the Pacific Northwest and then ridge right down on the eastern periphery of this high pressure system, and it can fall west of the divide or east of the divide. This week it's falling east of the divide both times. That means we're dry on the western slope, but we have increased cloud coverage, so there is moisture in the atmosphere, mid and upper levels. If you're looking for snow totals, less than an inch, maybe 2 on the Uncompahgre, less than 3 inches on the Grand Mesa. For the northern and the central mountain zones, the popular ski resorts probably will be arguing over 6 inches, maybe a 10 in one lucky spot, but 5 to 10 and a foot or more looks decent for the Front Range. So again, dry forecast, 2 cold fronts coming through in the next couple of days. That's just going to reinforce a cool down, but that cool down puts us at the averages and slightly below the averages for this time of the year. So while that ridge of high pressure, and it's going to return this weekend, and we'll see warmer temperatures, we'll see clearer skies this weekend, and we'll probably finish out January with the exception of the final day. We may see a storm system. In fact, we may see this ridge break down for February. And if that does, well, we would need that ridge to move off towards the east, and then a trough of low energy developing on the western third of the United States, just like late December. We could see that pattern. That could be stormy February. If we don't see that pattern, we won't see that. Now into tomorrow morning, minus readings for Gunnison, teens in the Roaring Fork Valley. With the cloud coverage, many of us are going to be mild, slightly warmer than we should be for the lows this time of the year. But getting into tomorrow afternoon, the cold spots, Gunnison, Craig, and then most of us will feel a drop in temperatures compared to Sunday and compared to today. Now, clearing quickly Tuesday night, Grand Junction has an opportunity for some fog Wednesday morning. That second cold front comes through on Thursday. Notice our temperatures kind of close to the 40-degree mark. That's kind of right where we should be for this time of the year. We don't warm up until that ridge of high pressure redevelops and moves overhead this weekend. Then we really get some mild temperatures. But in comparison, Montrose, I think tomorrow night, this time, we could be looking at snow flurries, but that's on the Uncompahgre to our west and over Cerro Summit to our east.